Good morning. Our focus today is the Buddhist teaching of the 8 worldly winds. Oddly echoing the yin-yang of the Taoist tradition, this concept traces back to ancient writings of early Buddhism, highlighting opposing pairs of human circumstances that will ring familiar to all of us and are as relevant today as they have ever been. We explore the winds today through 3 different philosophical lenses: Buddhism, Stoicism, and Taoism. So let's drop into a comfortable posture. Allow your hands to rest gently, your spine tall but not rigid. Close your eyes if that feels right for you today. Always an option to just simply soften your gaze and direct it downward. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out, releasing any tension that you carried into your practice today. Again, inhale deeply and exhale fully, letting go. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. And then just let your breath return to its natural rhythm. No need to force anything. Just allow this to be a space of gentle awareness. And let's just follow this natural cycle of breath for a few quiet moments. Just breathing in, breathing out. Just allowing your focus to follow the full cycle of breath. Breath in, a little pause at the top of the breath, and that breath out as it just dissolves into stillness, and then the cycle begins anew. Note that anytime we sit in stillness and quiet, it is quite natural that the mind begins to wander, and this is okay. It is quite normal part of our practice. The key is to notice it happening and then gently bring your focus back to some anchor, most naturally the breath. Before we explore the winds, let's anchor ourselves in the body. Bring your attention to the places where you make contact, the feet on the floor, the hands resting, the seat supported. And notice any physical sensations, warmth, pressure, tingling, without judgment. Just simply observe. And now begin to scan slowly up the body, starting with the feet, the legs, the torso, arms, shoulders, the face. And if you find tension, just breathe into that space and soften on the exhale. And then walk through this scan one more time, working this time from the top of the head down to the feet. And again, if you find tension, just breathing into that space. And every time you exhale, let your body soften. Feel the breath moving through you, the rise and fall of the chest, the gentle expansion and release. This body, like your breath, can become an anchor for us, bringing us into the present moment and steady amidst the changing winds. As you rest in the simplicity of your breath, let's turn our awareness to a fundamental aspect of human experience, known in ancient traditions as the 8 worldly winds. These are inevitable fluctuations of life that constantly sweep through our existence. Gain and loss, the receiving of things we desire, and the losing of things we cherish. Pleasure and pain, the experience of comfort and joy, and the experience of discomfort and sorrow. Praise and blame, receiving compliments, recognition, or approval, and receiving criticism, judgment, or disapproval. And the final pair, fame and disgrace, being known, honored, or celebrated, and being ignored, forgotten, or shamed. These 8 experiences are universal. No one can escape them. They are just part of the natural ebb and flow of life. Much of our suffering arises not from the winds themselves, but from our resistance to them, our clinging to the pleasant winds and our aversion to the unpleasant ones. For the next few moments, simply acknowledge that these winds are a part of life. You don't need to feel them right now, just recognize their presence as an inherent aspect of being human. We'll look first at the Stoics, the dichotomy of control and equanimity. The Stoics teach us to discern what is truly in our control and what is not. Consider the winds of gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disgrace. These are external events, external opinions, external circumstances. They are ultimately beyond our direct control. You cannot guarantee gain, prevent loss, stop others for praising or blaming you, or dictate your fame or disgrace. What is in control is your response to these winds, your judgments about them, your attitude towards them, and your actions in their wake. Take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, imagine releasing the need to control these external outcomes. Let go of the tight grip you might have on wanting only gain, only praise, only fame. If you recently experienced a criticism or a feeling of being overlooked, gently acknowledge it. Notice any internal resistance, any wishing it hadn't happened. And now, can you shift your focus to what is within your control in that situation? Perhaps it's your resilience, your ability to learn, your integrity, or your choice to move forward. This is the practice of equanimity, maintaining a calm and balanced mind regardless of the external winds. It is about recognizing that your inner peace does not need to be dependent on whether the winds are favorable or unfavorable. It resides within your own chosen response. Breathe into this understanding. You are not defined by the external winds, but how you choose to stand firm within them. The true power lies in your inner freedom, your ability to choose your attitude and your character, no matter what blows your way. Moving to the Buddhist perspective, we speak of impermanence and non-clinging, particularly focusing on the winds of pleasure and pain. These are deeply personal experiences, sensations, and emotions that arise within us. Bring your awareness to any of these sensations that are in your body right now. Are there areas of comfort, warmth, ease, moments of subtle pleasure? Are there areas of discomfort, coolness, tension, or moments of subtle pain? Without judgment, simply observe these sensations. Notice their quality, their intensity, their location. The Buddhist teachings emphasize anicca, or impermanence. All sensations, all feelings, all thoughts are constantly changing. Pleasure is impermanent. It arises, lingers, and passes away. Pain is impermanent. It arises, lingers, and passes away. Our suffering often intensifies when we cling to pleasure, wishing it would last forever, or when we fiercely resist pain, wishing it would disappear immediately. This clinging and aversion are the roots of our distress. Can you allow the sensations of pleasure to be here without grasping? Just notice their presence and allow them to naturally fade when they do. And can you allow the sensations of pain or discomfort to be here without pushing them away? Just observe them, acknowledging their presence and understanding that they too will change and pass. This is the practice of non-clinging and non-aversion. It's about opening to the full spectrum of human experience, knowing that everything is in flux. You are the awareness that observes these changing states, not the states themselves. You are the sky, and the pleasure and pain are like clouds passing through. The Taoist perspective, flow and wu wei. Finally, let's integrate the wisdom of Taoism, which teaches us about living in harmony with the natural flow of the universe. The Taoists speak of wu wei, often translated as effortless action or non-doing, which means acting in alignment with the natural current of life rather than fighting against it. The 8 worldly winds are like the currents of a mighty river. You can try to swim against them, exhausting yourself, or you can learn to flow with them, navigating with skill and grace. Imagine yourself standing in this river of life, feeling the various winds, gain and loss, pleasure and pain, praise and blame, fame and disgrace, gently moving powerfully around you. Instead of bracing against them, can you soften? Can you allow yourself to be flexible like a willow tree bending in the wind, rather than a rigid oak that might break? To let things be as they are, from a Taoist perspective, is to trust the inherent wisdom of the universe, to understand that everything has its season, its rise and fall. It's about finding balance within yourself, even when the external world feels out of balance. You don't need to force outcomes or resist what is. You can respond with clarity and wisdom by aligning with the natural flow, accepting the present moment as the only reality you truly have. This allows for genuine peace and effective action, born not out of struggle, but out of harmony. The 8 worldly winds are an inescapable part of our lives, but your relationship to them can transform. Stoicism teaches us that we have the capacity to choose our response. Buddhism teaches us that we can recognize the impermanent nature of all experiences, releasing clinging and aversion. And Taoism encourages us to flow with life's currents, finding effortless action and inner harmony. This is a continuous practice, not a destination. Each time a worldly wind blows through your life, you have an opportunity to pause, to breathe, and to choose acceptance. We'll take a few moments now to reflect on the profound wisdom shared by these ancient traditions. And we move on and close with our affirmations. I accept the ebb and flow of life, knowing that all things, pleasant and painful, are impermanent. My inner peace is not dependent on external gains or losses, praise or blame. I choose my response to every circumstance, finding strength and freedom within. I embrace the present moment, allowing all experiences to be as they are, without clinging or aversion. Like a willow, I bend with the winds of life, flowing with wisdom and grace. And last, I am resilient and balanced, navigating the worldly winds with equanimity and an open heart. Know that this steadiness is always available to you, whenever the winds blow. Take a few moments of quiet, and I'll tap the bowl again. As always, this is your invitation. Just gently transition back to your surroundings and back to your day. And when you feel ready, in your own time, go ahead and reopen your eyes. Thank you so much for coming to sit with me today. Namaste.